Hello, FleetReadyFam. Welcome to FleetReadyGaming. My name is Savad, and welcome to another episode of Patch Note Watchout. We have a new patch today for February 8th, 2023, and today it's going to be an interesting one. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so current patch notes. We're still in Wave 2, but progress is being made. Let's check it out. So for our known issues, the constellation variants for the snub fight are still having issues, making it uninteractable, thus unusable. Wallace Klim is missing from the drug lab in Grimhex. Okay. Looted ammo clips will drop off of players. There is missing audio and sound effects for quantum travel. Yep, this has been going on for a while. Have been having that issue in 3.17.5 as well. RMC canisters are still not attaching to multi-tools. Scanning still not showing advanced statistic or detail. Elevators and trams are jittery during transit. The Anvil Carracks still having sections of hull that show as valid but are not but do not allow salvage. Certain shipwrecks are still giving no material text and will not let you salvage. Fully loaded C2 landing at Area 18 can result in slow frame rates or crash. When flying near another ship, ships seem to hit an invisible box that kick it in random directions. A lot of these have been persisting for a long time. High capacity cargo vessels, when loaded, can cause a severe performance drop on both client and server. If a player is placed into Klesher after being rescued with the crime stat, the player is respawned in the facility still incapacitated. The target reclaimer October Rising will disappear when you get very close to it, making the mission impossible. Selling some of the cargo while the vehicle is stored because the cargo causes the cargo to show at max inventory capacity. Large amounts of cargo sold at once will cause the transaction to fail, but the cargo will be taken and no money will be granted. Man, that one's been around for a while too. Hopefully they will knock these out here soon. Stolen cargo does not behave as such and can be sold as legal cargo if the ship with the cargo is stored. Occasionally, for some ships, you will be occasionally unable to exit the ship seat. There is a infinite black screen loading into Klesher. Players are still falling through elevators. Items are still not being destroyed and cleaned up to persistent limit when in a vehicle after streaming the area out for 60 minutes. Players are still unable to call elevators from hangar interiors. A retrieved ship delivered to a docking port will be mission collision. And when storing a ship, the ASOP terminal will set the status to claim instead of retrieve. So most of these issues are still the same from the previous patch notes. So nothing really new, which is a good thing, I guess. You know, hopefully it means they can focus on these ones and get them out of the way. Let's move on to the bug fixes. Fixed. Destroyed vehicle ship thrusters will still not function after being repaired. Glad to hear that this one was fixed. I was having this happening to a couple of my fighter ships recently playing, and made it extremely difficult to do anything. So glad to see that's being taken care of. Hopefully that stays true. FPS gem shards are cleaned up or vanish when multiple deposits are shattered. Seems like that might be a persistence thing with so many entities spawning in at once. Glad to see that's fixed. Didn't really know that was an issue. Controls. Alt-K keybinds will not retract vehicle spindle for the whole A. Glad to see that's been fixed. Mercenary missions. Remaining hostile NPCs not spawning in. Always good to have that happen so we can complete our missions. The Drake Vulture was missing countermeasure VFX. That's been corrected. The Cluster Rehabilitation Facility escape route was missing textures and had gray boxes. ASOP terminal spawning ships caused the requested ship to spawn outside of the hangars. Vehicle and docking, a retrieved ship delivered to a docking port will be missing collision. See, this is interesting. This one was in the known issues, but is also in the fixed issues. Someone at CIG really needs to double check their work. This is the second or third time that this has happened in the patch notes. But oh well, it's a small thing. Moving on. Echo 11. Spawn points are placing players within geometry. That's definitely not good. Well, it's been fixed, so that is good, I guess. Okay. Also fixed. Star Marine elimination. Player may be able to reach out of bounds areas. It would have been cool to see some of the out-of-bound areas, especially since a lot of the maps are full planets. Might not be much to do or whatnot, but still. But a fix is a fix. A fix to mined ore that are worth 1/10 of their intended merit value. That's definitely a good one. That would suck to be stuck in prison longer than you need to be. Fixed the Drake Vulture salvage beams stay on when entering armistice zones. Okay, yeah, definitely don't want people mining or salvaging other people's ships in safe zones. And last fix, Cluster Rehabilitation Center. Players are unable to leave prison after taking elevator to surface level. Yeah, that's a good one to have fixed. Imagine you are working for 1/10 of the value of your ore, and then you can't even leave. Yeah, I would be miffed about that. Glad to see those prison issues have been getting knocked out. To finalize, we had 3 client crash fixes as well as 3 server crash fixes. And yeah, that brings us to the end. Let's go ahead and discuss. Overall, a small but decent patch, I would say. You know, good to see that they're still getting patches out, several patches out a week. Hopefully they can keep that up and, really get those core issues that have been sticking around for the last couple weeks. But we'll see how that goes. If you have you had any issues with the specific bug that's on the list, or maybe one that hasn't made to the patch notes but you just keep getting? Let me know in the comment section below. It's I'd love to hear more from the community on what issues they've been having, what things have been good for them. Have you been enjoying the PTU? Are you even able to access it? It's only at Wave 2 right now, and I know a lot of people are desperately wanting to test out the new features and get into the latest patch cycle, especially with how late it's been to getting out into our hands. But with that said, we're going to go ahead and end the video here. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps the YouTube algorithm spread our channel around, let people know we exist and we're making content for y'all. And if you felt like we earned it, consider subscribing to us. We're currently sitting at 31 subscribers, looking to get to 100 by the end of the year, and would help us out a lot. And yeah, again, let me know what your thoughts and feelings are about the overall PTU down in the comments. Really would love to have a discussion with y'all. With that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.